I can't stop smiling, I told Sophie as we walked past the ring shop. You said yes. Greece is booked. I'm the luckiest man alive, she laughed. You are. And I'm the luckiest woman. Santorini sunsets, remember? Blue roofs, white walls, you carrying my sandals? I'll carry you, I said. I'll learn a little Greek, too. Kalimera. Please don't embarrass me, she teased. I like the sound of wife, though. I like it more, I said. Cave hotel, scooter, too much feta. Photos, she warned. Not the messy ones. I'll post only the ones where you look like a sunrise. She rolled her eyes. Cheesy. Authentic, I said. Cheesy is my love language. We planned every detail, laughing over fries and paper cups. I fell asleep that night believing the future had our names written across it. A week later, she stood in my living room. I need time to think, she said. About what? About us. About everything, my voice cracked. Cold feet? We can slow down. It's not the wedding, she said. Her phone buzzed. She turned it face down. Work? I asked. It's nothing. Stay for dinner, I said. Lemon pasta? Not tonight. Tomorrow? She shook her head. I just need space. What about the trip? Postpone it, she whispered. I nodded because breaking felt worse. Okay, we'll postpone. She didn't call that night. Or the next. I texted, how was your day?
Did you eat?
I miss you. Her replies came short. Busy. Later. At work, Mark leaned on my desk. You look wrecked. I'm fine, I lied. Talk to her before silence finishes the story, he said. I'm trying. I left voicemails. I'm here, not mad. Just talk to me. Another. Tickets are refundable. Another. Bought you socks with clouds. She texted, later. Later drifted further each day. I cleaned, lined up passports, touched her ring like it might still mean something. Mom called. Sweetheart, how are you? I'm good, I said. You don't sound good. She needs time. She loves you, Mom said. Eat something. I will. Sophie stopped by for her coat. Tea? I asked. I can't stay. 2 minutes. It's just loud in my head, she said. Her phone buzzed. She turned away. Is someone helping you think? It's work, she said too fast. Trust me, she added. I do, I said, though the word trembled. She touched my wrist once, then left. I told myself she was stressed. I stared at our honeymoon map, tracing routes I might never take. Saturday morning, my phone lit up. Sophie Miller added a story. I tapped before thinking. The video opened. Blue sea, white rail, her laugh. A man's shoulder filled the frame. First day, Soph. Ready? He said. She smiled the way she used to at me. Ready. The caption read, finally breathing. My stomach dropped. Another photo slid in, 2 glasses, his hand, a watch that gleamed. For a second, a tag flashed. A Daniel Hayes. I stared, replaying every second, every laugh. The balcony matched the one from the brochure I'd memorized. My hands shook. Coffee went cold. I called, no answer. Texted, are you okay? Can't talk. Where are you? Away, I'll explain later. The word away burned. I sank to the floor, the screen glowing beside me. I whispered, we postponed, and heard how small it sounded. The silence around me felt endless. I stared at the photo until my vision blurred. Sophie. On that same blue beach I had booked months ago. Her hair blown by the wind, her hand resting on Daniel Hayes' arm. I whispered, no, it can't be. I called her, once, twice, 10 times. Straight to voicemail. Hey, it's me, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. I saw a picture. Just call me back, please. I refreshed the page. Another photo appeared. Sophie in a white dress, standing by the same infinity pool I had picked for our suite. She was holding a drink. Daniel stood behind her, laughing, sunglasses on. My stomach clenched. It's a work trip, I said out loud, as if repeating it would make it true. Mark called. Bro, you okay? You sound weird. I'm fine. You don't sound fine. Do me a favor, I said. Look up Sophie Miller's Instagram. He paused. You sure? Do it. A few seconds of silence. Then a low whistle. That's the resort you booked. I know. Who's that guy? Her boss. You think I don't know. I snapped, then sighed. I don't know, Mark. Maybe it's work. A conference or something. Ethan, there's no way. I said maybe, I shouted, then whispered, maybe. I threw my phone on the couch. Pacing felt useless, but I couldn't stop. My heart was thudding so hard it hurt. A new notification blinked. Sophie Miller tagged in a video. I tapped. Fireworks exploded across the screen. Daniel's voice said, "To new beginnings." Sophie turned, laughing, his arm around her waist. She kissed his cheek. The video ended with her smiling at him like she used to smile at me. My knees gave out. I sat on the floor, back against the wall, staring at the screen. I whispered, "You said you needed time to think." My throat burned. I called again. "Sophie, please. Just tell me what's going on. I don't care about photos. I just need to hear your voice." No answer. I grabbed my keys and drove to her apartment. My hands were shaking on the wheel. Streetlights blurred through the windshield, the world tilting between disbelief and rage. When I reached her building, the windows were dark. I climbed the stairs 2 at a time. Her door was unlocked. "Sophie," I called. Silence. The living room smelled faintly like her perfume. Her suitcase was gone. Her clothes missing. On the coffee table lay her engagement ring. I picked it up. Cold metal, small circle, too light to carry everything it once meant. My chest tightened. A faint sound came from the hallway, just the elevator door closing. Not her, my phone buzzed. Mark again. "Did you find her?" "No. What's going on?" "She left the ring." "Jesus, Ethan, I'm so sorry." "I thought she just needed space," I said. I gave her space. She filled it with someone else. He stayed silent. "I don't know what to do," I whispered. "Go home," he said softly. "Please, man. Don't do anything stupid." I nodded even though he couldn't see me. I put the ring in my pocket, locked the empty apartment, and walked back to the car. The sky opened as I started the engine. Rain pounded against the windshield, blurring the streetlights. I parked under a flickering lamp and just sat there, hands gripping the wheel, head against the seat. Memories came like waves. Her laugh when I burned pancakes. Her sleepy voice saying my name. The way she promised, "I'm yours, always." I laughed, a broken sound. "Always," I said. "That's funny." The rain got heavier. Water streamed down the glass like the world itself was crying with me. I stared at the ring in my palm, at the faint engraving inside. Forever. Ants. I pressed my forehead to the steering wheel and whispered, "What did I do to deserve this?" No one answered, just the sound of rain drowning everything. I woke up on the couch again. Empty bottles on the floor, cold coffee on the table, curtains closed tight. The room smelled like dust and regret. My phone buzzed. Mark again. "Man, you alive?" he asked. "Define alive," he sighed. "You can't keep doing this." "I'm fine." "Ethan, you've said that every day for a month. Then it must be true by now." He didn't laugh. "Get up, shower, eat, something." "I'm not hungry." "Yeah," he said. "That's kind of the problem." After he hung up, the silence felt heavy again. I looked at the wall where Sophie's photo used to hang. The mark from the nail was still there, a pale rectangle in a sea of dull gray. Mom called next. I let it ring twice before answering. "Sweetheart," she said, voice soft. "You sound tired." "I'm fine, Mom." "You don't sound fine." "Come home for a while." "I can't." "You can." "You just won't." I rubbed my temples. "I need to figure things out." "You've been figuring for weeks," she said. "Maybe what you need is comfort." "I need quiet." "You've had nothing but quiet." "I'll call you later." Ethan. "Love you." "Mom." I hung up before she could answer. Later that evening, the doorbell rang. I opened it to see Lily standing there with takeout boxes. "You look terrible," she said. "Good to see you too. Move." She walked in like she owned the place, dropping the food on the table. "You've lost weight. Guess heartbreak burns calories." She shot me a look. "That's not funny." I wasn't trying to be. She sat across from me. "You've been hiding. I've been surviving. Barely." I leaned back exhausted. "What do you want me to say, Lily? That I miss her? That I still check her social media like an idiot? Maybe just say it out loud," she said. "Get it out." I clenched my fists. She chose him. I was nothing. Everything we built just, I snapped my fingers. Gone. Lily looked at me quietly. "You didn't lose love," she said. You lost someone pretending to love you. The words hit harder than I expected. I looked away. That's cruel. It's honest, she said softly. Stop punishing yourself for someone else's lies. I felt my throat tighten. I don't even know how to start over. One day at a time, she said. You already survived the worst day. The rest is just noise. I gave a weak laugh. That sounds like a line from a movie. Maybe, but it's true. We ate in silence. For the first time in weeks, real food didn't taste like cardboard. When she left, she hugged me. Call me tomorrow, she said. I will, I lied. But somehow I meant it more than usual. The next morning, I stood in front of the mirror. My reflection looked like a stranger. Hollow eyes, unshaven, lost. I whispered, you can't keep living like this. So I tried. I cleaned. I threw out the bottles. I opened the curtains. Mark noticed at work. You look human again, he said. Barely, I muttered. He smiled. Progress. I started going to the gym with him after work. The first week was hell. My body hurt. My lungs burned. But each rep, each drop of sweat pulled me back to myself. Mom called again a few days later. You sound better, she said. I'm trying. I'm proud of you. I smiled faintly. Thanks, Mom. Evenings became easier. I played music again, cooked actual meals. Sometimes Lily dropped by. We'd talk for hours about nothing. Old jokes, stupid memories. She said once, see? You laugh again. Don't get used to it, I said, but she just smiled. Weeks passed. The ache dulled. I didn't delete Sophie's number, but I stopped scrolling through our old messages. I started sleeping through the night. Then one evening, while watching the rain from my balcony, my phone buzzed. A message. Unknown number, but I knew that tone before I even opened it. She's back in town. I stared at the screen. My stomach twisted. Part of me wanted to throw the phone, part of me wanted to call her, and part of me just stood still. Mark texted right after, You okay? I typed back, yeah, then paused. Deleted it. Wrote instead, not yet. But I will be. For the first time in months, I believed it. I saw her before she saw me. The door to the cafe opened, and the sound of her voice froze me in place. Sophie. After months of silence, she was standing just a few feet away, looking different. Her hair was shorter, her eyes tired. And then I saw it, the round curve under her coat. My breath stopped. She saw me too. Her smile faltered. Ethan, I swallowed. Sophie, can we talk? I wanted to walk out, but I didn't. Sure, I said, my voice flat. We sat. The air between us felt heavier than before. She stared at her hands. You look thinner. I've been better, I said. You? She looked down at her stomach. You can see. I can. She hesitated. It's not what you think. Really? I let out a hollow laugh. Because what I think is you disappeared, went to Greece with your boss, and now you're pregnant, she whispered. I leaned back, shaking my head. Wow, you don't waste time. Please don't say that, she said softly. What do you expect me to say, Sophie? Congratulations? I didn't plan this. Daniel, she stopped. He wasn't who I thought he was. I stared at her. And who did you think he was? Someone who cared, she said. Someone who wanted more than just me. You mean more than an affair? Her eyes filled with tears. I made a mistake. Mistake? My laugh came out sharp. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. Not betraying someone who loved you. I know, she said. I know I hurt you. You didn't hurt me, I said, leaning forward. You broke me. There's a difference. She flinched. I deserve that. Yeah, I said quietly. You do, she wiped her eyes. Daniel's gone. His wife found out. He's moving overseas. He doesn't even answer my calls anymore. Good for him, I said bitterly. You chose him over everything we had. Hope it was worth it. It wasn't. Her voice cracked. It wasn't worth anything. Then why are you here? I asked. She took a shaky breath. Because I didn't know who else to turn to. For a second, I didn't understand. You came to me? After everything? You're the only one who ever truly loved me, she whispered. I see that now. The words hit like glass shattering inside me. I stared at her, searching her face for the woman I once knew. I didn't find her. You think love is some kind of safety net? You tear me apart and come back because you're scared? No, she said, shaking her head. Because I'm sorry. I didn't know how much I'd lose until it was gone. You lost it the moment you left, I said. She pressed her palms to her belly. I don't even know if this baby is his. I froze. What? Her voice broke. We were together before I left. You and I, then it happened. I don't know whose it is. I looked away. My heart pounded so loud I could barely think. You're telling me that could be my child? She nodded. And you're telling me this now? I didn't know how, she said. I was ashamed. I stood up, pacing. You should be. I'm not asking for money, Ethan. I just wanted you to know. You wanted to clear your conscience, I said. That's what this is. No, she said quickly. I wanted you to forgive me. Forgive you? I laughed again, bitter and tired. You think forgiveness will make this disappear? No, but I can't live like this. Welcome to the club, I said. I couldn't either, but I had to. She started crying quietly. Please don't hate me. I stared at her, torn between wanting to comfort her and wanting her gone. Every memory screamed inside my head, her laughter, her hand in mine, the lies she told. I took a slow breath. I don't hate you, I said finally. I pity you. She looked up, surprised. I loved you enough to forgive almost anything, I continued. But you made sure there was nothing left to forgive. Ethan, please. No, I said firmly. You don't get to beg now. You chose your path. I'm just not walking it with you anymore. She reached across the table. You don't mean that. I pulled my hand back. You lost me the day you chose him. Her lips trembled. What if this baby is yours? I looked at her belly once more. My heart twisted, but I forced the words out. Then I'll still sleep at night knowing I didn't destroy myself trying to save you. I stood ready to leave. She whispered, I'm sorry. I nodded once. So am I. Outside, the air hit my face like ice. I walked to my car, breathing hard. My hands shook, not from cold, but from everything I couldn't say. I sat behind the wheel, closed my eyes, and let the silence settle. For the first time, I realized heartbreak wasn't a single moment. It was 1,000 cuts that never healed the same way. Mark dropped the newspaper on my desk. You've seen this? I looked up from my laptop. What now? He tapped the headline. Hayes Industries under investigation. I blinked. Daniel Hayes? The same one, Mark said. Rumor is his wife filed for divorce, leaked everything to the press. I leaned back slowly. Everything? Affairs, fraud, even photos. I exhaled. Photos? Mark nodded. Guess your ex picked the wrong boss to run away with. I stared at the paper. Daniel's perfect smile looked fake now, like a mask melting under heat. Grace Hayes, I said quietly. She found out, Mark whistled. Looks like karma didn't just knock, it kicked the door in. I didn't answer. My phone buzzed. A message from Olivia Brooks, Sophie's old friend. Can we talk? I hesitated before replying. Sure, we met at a diner that evening. She slid into the booth, sunglasses hiding her eyes. I shouldn't be here, she said. Then why are you? She sighed. Because I thought you should know what's happening. I already know about Daniel. It's worse than that, she said, lowering her voice. Sophie got fired yesterday. Grace owns part of the company. No one will hire her, I stirred my coffee. That's unfortunate. Olivia studied me. You're not even angry anymore, are you? I shook my head. I ran out of anger months ago. She used to talk about you, you know, Olivia said softly. Said you were safe. Said Daniel was the upgrade. Upgrade, I repeated, tasting the word. She bragged, Olivia said. About first-class tickets, about the money, about never needing to work again. I smirked. Looks like she'll have plenty of free time now. Olivia winced. She's alone, Ethan, completely. Daniel's gone, Grace ruined him, and Sophie's drowning. I looked out the window. Then maybe she'll finally learn how it feels. Olivia hesitated. You really don't care anymore? I cared too much, I said. Now I just watch. The next morning, my manager called me in. Ethan, the board approved your proposal, he said. You're getting promoted. Lead developer. Big raise, I blinked. Seriously? You earned it, he said. Your work speaks for itself. I smiled, but deep down, I felt something else. Peace. Later that week, Mark clapped my shoulder. Promotion dinner tonight, man. Drinks on you. Fine, I said, laughing. Just one, he grinned. You're finally back. Feels good, doesn't it? It does, I said quietly. It really does. As we walked out, rain started to fall. The city lights blurred in the puddles. I felt alive for the first time in months. I took a shortcut through the old street near the cafe Sophie used to love. That's when I saw her. She sat on the curb outside, hair soaked, arms wrapped around herself. Her coat was too thin for the weather. A paper cup sat beside her, half filled with rainwater. She looked up. Her eyes widened when she recognized me. Ethan, she said, her voice barely audible. My steps slowed. For a moment, every memory flashed, her laughter, her betrayal, her tears. She stood up unsteadily. Please wait! I didn't speak. She took a step forward. I know I don't deserve to talk to you. You don't, I said quietly. I've lost everything, she whispered. Daniel, my job, my home. Everyone hates me. I nodded slowly. Karma doesn't miss, her voice broke. I'm sorry. I really am. I know, I said. You look happy, she said, trying to smile. I am, I replied. Finally. She stared at me like she didn't believe it. How did you do it? I stopped waiting for an apology, I said. Tears ran down her face. You're better than me. I had to be, I said. She reached out, trembling. Can we at least talk? I looked at her hand, then at the dark sky above us. There's nothing left to say. Please, she whispered. I shook my head. You already said everything when you walked away. Her lips trembled. I thought I'd have time to fix it. Time doesn't heal what you kill, I said. The rain grew heavier. Cars passed, their headlights cutting through the night. I turned to leave. Ethan, she cried. Please don't go. I stopped just long enough to meet her eyes. Goodbye, Sophie. Her sobs followed me down the street, blending with the rain. I didn't look back. By the time I reached my car, I was soaked but lighter somehow. I started the engine, hands steady on the wheel. Through the mirror, the cafe faded behind me. Mark called. You on your way? Yeah, I said. Where'd you go? Just took the long way, I replied. He laughed. Classic you, I smiled faintly. Not anymore. As I drove off, I realized revenge hadn't been something I planned. It just happened, quietly, naturally, like the world correcting itself, and for once I didn't need to do a thing. My phone buzzed again at midnight. Another message. Please, Ethan, just talk to me. I stared at the screen, unread ones piling up beneath it. I'm sorry. I lost the baby. I don't know what to do. I typed, I hope you're okay, then deleted it. I set the phone down and let the silence fill the room. It was strange how quiet could hurt more than shouting. The next morning, Mark leaned over my cubicle. You look tired. Didn't sleep, I said. She still messaging? Every night, he frowned. You gonna reply? I don't know what I'd say. Say you're done. I already was, I muttered. She just doesn't believe it. Later that week, Lily called. There's a charity gala Friday. You should come. I'm not exactly the tuxedo type. You're the recovering heartbreak type, she said. Get out of the apartment, Ethan. I sighed. Fine, but if I hate it, I'm blaming you. Deal. The ballroom was loud. Music, laughter, clinking glasses, but inside I still felt that familiar hollow. Lily smiled when she saw me. You clean up well. Don't get used to it. Progress looks good on you, she said. Then I heard a voice behind me. Calm. Elegant. Ethan Cole, right? I turned. Grace Hayes, Daniel's ex-wife. Yes, I said carefully. She smiled faintly. I thought so. I've heard about you. Good things, I hope. She studied me. Depends who's talking, I half smiled. Fair. We stood near the balcony, away from the crowd. You were engaged to Sophie, she said softly. Was. I was married to Daniel. I think that makes us collateral, I nodded. Seems like it. I wanted to thank you, she said. For what? For not destroying them when you could have. You let life do it for you. I looked at her. I didn't have to lift a finger. Karma works overtime. She laughed quietly. That it does. We talked for an hour about betrayal, healing, how anger eventually turns to exhaustion. She said, You look lighter than I expected. I finally stopped trying to understand why, I said. That's when it stopped hurting. Grace raised her glass. To surviving the storm, I clinked mine against hers. To walking out dry. When I got home that night, my phone was buzzing again. Please, just answer me once. I'm not asking for love, just forgiveness. I stared at her words. Pity was there, yes, but love had finally left. A few days passed. Lily and I started having coffee after work. She laughed at everything I said, even when it wasn't funny. See, she said one evening. You can smile again. Feels weird, I admitted. You'll get used to it. Thanks for staying, I said. Someone had to remind you life didn't end with her, she said softly. For a moment, I almost forgot how heavy my chest used to feel. Then, one night, the doorbell rang. I opened it and froze. Sophie stood there, pale and trembling. Ethan, she whispered. I didn't move. How did you find me? You never changed your address, I sighed. You shouldn't be here. Please. Just listen. I've done enough of that. She took a shaky breath. I lost everything. My job, the baby. Daniel's gone. I'm empty, I said nothing. She stepped closer. You're the only one who ever saw me as more than what I could offer. I saw who you pretended to be, I said quietly. She flinched. I deserve that. You deserve peace, I said. But I can't give it to you. Her eyes filled with tears. Can't we start over? I shook my head. You burned the start, Sophie. She reached for my arm. Please, I just want to fix what I broke. I stepped back. You can't fix ashes, she sobbed. I thought you'd at least forgive me. I did, I said. She blinked. Then why does it feel like you hate me? Because forgiveness isn't an invitation, I said. It's closure. She stared at me, silent except for her breathing. I'm not the man who waits for you anymore, I said finally. Her lips trembled. So that's it? That's it. She whispered. I loved you once. Then you should have stayed, I said. She turned away slowly, her footsteps fading down the hall. I closed the door and leaned against it, letting out a long breath I'd been holding for months. My phone buzzed again a few minutes later, another message from her. I deleted it without opening. For the first time, the silence didn't hurt. It felt like freedom. The wind smelled like salt and freedom. The same beach I once planned to see with Sophie stretched in front of me, blue, calm, endless. Lily sat beside me, shoes off, toes buried in the sand. She looked at me and smiled. So this is the place? Yeah, I said. The honeymoon spot that never happened. Hard to believe, she said. You finally made it. I guess I did. For a while, we just listened to the waves. The sound used to ache. It reminded me of what I lost. Now it just sounded alive. Lily broke the silence. Do you think about her? Sometimes, I said honestly, but not like before. She tilted her head. How do you mean? She's more like a story I once read. One I don't need to finish again, she nodded. That's growth, Ethan. I used to hate that word, I said. Growth sounded like pain dressed up as wisdom. She laughed softly. It kind of is. Yeah, I said. But I guess pain's a good teacher. Just one I don't want to repeat classes with. She leaned back on her hands. You've changed. Do I look older? Stronger, she said. Peace suits you. I smiled. It feels strange, doesn't it? After so long to not be angry, I watched the water glimmer. There was a time I thought she was the center of everything. When she left, I thought I'd stop existing. Turns out I just had to meet the version of me that didn't depend on her. Lily was quiet for a moment. So what now? I live, I said simply. Without needing revenge. Without needing closure. Just live, she smiled. That's a good plan. Not much of one, I said, grinning. But it's mine. The sun began to dip lower, painting the sky in orange and pink. I picked up a small stone and threw it toward the sea. Remember what you told me that night? Lily asked. Which night? The one when you said she took everything. I laughed under my breath. Yeah, I guess I was wrong. How so? She didn't take everything, I said. She just left room for something better. Lily looked at me, her hair moving with the wind. You really mean that, don't you? I do, I said. Took me long enough, she smiled. I'm glad you made it here, Ethan, even if it wasn't with her. I met her eyes. Maybe it was never supposed to be. We sat there as the waves reached our feet. The cold water made me shiver, but I didn't move away. It felt right. like the sea washing off the last traces of who I used to be. She asked quietly, "If she showed up now, what would you say?" I thought about it. Nothing. Some things are better left unsaid. Not even a goodbye? She already got one, I said. And I meant it. The tide came closer, swallowing our footprints. I watched them vanish. That's what healing looks like, I said. What is? Letting the waves take what's gone and not chasing after it, she smiled. That's poetic. I'm not trying to be, I said. It's just true. For a long while, we didn't speak. The horizon stretched endless, the same one I once dreamed of sharing with someone else. Only now it wasn't about her. It was about peace, I whispered almost to myself. She canceled our honeymoon. Lily looked at me. And? I smiled faintly. Maybe that's how I found myself again. The wind picked up, brushing against my face like a final goodbye from a chapter already closed. I closed my eyes and let it pass through me, light and clean. When I opened them, the sun had almost disappeared. Lily nudged my shoulder. Ready to head back? In a minute, I said. I just want to remember this. She nodded and stood, brushing sand off her jeans. Take your time. I'll grab us coffee. Black, no sugar, I said. She grinned. I remember. As she walked away, I looked at the sea one last time. The water shimmered under the fading light, calm and endless, like my heart finally was.